When the Spanish conquered the Inca Empire in the 1500s, they tore through Peru, capturing cities, destroying temples, and forcing survivors into labor camps. They documented everything they found: cities, gold, roads, religious sites, all recorded. But Machu Picchu never appears in a single Spanish record, not one. That means something unbelievable happened. An entire stone city sat on a mountaintop, only 50 miles from the Inca capital, and the conquerors never knew it existed. For almost 400 years, Machu Picchu was completely lost. The jungle crept over its walls, trees grew between its stones, vines wrapped around temples, animals lived inside buildings that had once been sacred. The world forgot it was there. The Incas who lived in Machu Picchu didn't leave behind stories. There were no written languages, no surviving maps. When their civilization collapsed, the memory of this place collapsed with it. Imagine that. Thousands of people once lived, worked, prayed, and died on this mountain. And then human history erased them. In 1911, an American explorer named Hiram Bingham was led up a steep jungle trail by local farmers. They had grown up knowing there were old stone ruins on the mountain, but no one outside the area cared. When Bingham reached the top, he wasn't walking into a ruin, he was walking into a frozen city. Stone staircases still climbed the cliffs, houses still lined narrow streets, temples still faced the sky. It looked like people had simply gotten up and left. No fire damage, no battle scars, no collapse, just silence. And that's what makes Machu Picchu so unsettling. Pompeii was frozen by volcanic ash. Chernobyl was frozen by radiation. Machu Picchu was frozen by forgetting. 400 years of rain, storms, earthquakes, and jungle growth. And the city still stood there, waiting for someone to remember. That raises a terrifying question. If the Spanish never found it, and the Incas never returned, what happened to the people who lived here? Because cities don't just vanish, people do. The stones of Machu Picchu are not just old, they are wrong. Some of the blocks used in the city weigh more than 50 tons, heavier than a modern military tank. They were carved, transported, and lifted onto a mountain ridge that sits nearly 8,000 feet above sea level. The Incas had no iron tools, no steel, no wheels, no draft animals like horses or oxen. Everything was moved by human muscle alone. And yet, when you look at the walls, you see something impossible. The stones fit together so perfectly that you can't slide a knife blade between them. Not because they were glued, because they were shaped that way. Every block was cut to match the ones beside it, curved, angled, and interlocked like a three-dimensional puzzle. Some joints twist in zigzag patterns that modern machines would struggle to reproduce. This level of precision should not exist in a civilization without metal tools. Even today, engineers don't fully understand how they did it. And it gets stranger. Many of the stones were shaped to fit together in a way that makes the walls stronger when pressure is applied. When the mountain shifts or the ground moves, the blocks push tighter instead of cracking apart. This wasn't primitive construction. This was advanced structural engineering, done by people who never wrote a single mathematical formula. Which means Machu Picchu was not built just to be beautiful. It was built to last. Machu Picchu is built on a fault line. Earthquakes shake this region constantly. Most modern buildings here crack, collapse, or have to be rebuilt. But Machu Picchu has survived more than 500 years of seismic activity. That's not luck, it's design. The Incas used a technique now called ashlar masonry. Instead of cement, they carved stones so precisely that they lock together. When an earthquake hits, the blocks move slightly, absorbing the shock, then settle back into place. It's the opposite of modern concrete, which cracks and breaks under stress. Machu Picchu doesn't fight the earth, it moves with it. Under the city, the Incas also built a hidden drainage system with over 100 channels to control rainwater. Without it, the mountain would have turned into mud and slid down the valley centuries ago. This city wasn't just built on a mountain, it was engineered into one, and the terrifying implication is this: the people who designed Machu Picchu knew earthquakes would come, they knew floods would come, they knew time would try to destroy it, and they built it anyway, as if they expected it to still be here long after they were gone. Machu Picchu was not a normal city. There were no big marketplaces, no weapon storage, no evidence of thousands of families living side by side. Instead, what archaeologists found were religious buildings, royal quarters, living spaces for servants and priests. This was most likely a private mountain estate for the Inca emperor. But the human remains tell a darker story. Many skeletons found at Machu Picchu didn't come from the surrounding region. Their teeth and bones show they were born in different parts of the empire. They were brought here. Some were probably chosen to serve the elite. Others were likely brought for religious rituals. In Inca culture, human sacrifice was real, especially in sacred places. This means Machu Picchu may not have been just a retreat. It may have been a holy enclosure where people were sent and never returned. High above the world, cut off from escape, living and dying in a city designed for gods and kings. Beautiful on the outside, controlled on the inside. There is no evidence of war at Machu Picchu. No burned buildings, no weapons, no signs of a last stand. The people didn't die here, they left. Some historians believe disease swept through after the Spanish arrived. Others think the fall of the Inca Empire cut Machu Picchu off from food and supplies. But there is no proof. One day people lived here, the next they were gone. The jungle took over, and for 400 years Machu Picchu sat empty, a city waiting for ghosts to return. That's what makes it unsettling. Pompeii was buried, Chernobyl was poisoned, Machu Picchu was abandoned by choice, a perfect stone city, left behind forever. And no one knows why. You can watch what happened in Pompeii and Chernobyl next. The links are below. Thanks for watching.